College used to be a place where you would go there to have your ideas challenged, let's say. Right? You get up and talk and then allow for people to challenge your ideas specifically. And if they're able to still stand up after you have a conversation with the person who has a different ideology than you, um, then you're right, basically. Like if you have the ability to prove without a shadow of a doubt that your ideology is the ideology of the time or that is more conducive to the human population, let's say, that was a good thing. It was absolutely a great thing to have your ideas challenged. But I'm not sure what's going on in colleges these days, guys. Like it seems like the only people that are getting protested consistently are conservatives, and I find that absolutely interesting. I mean, I get it for the most part. I mean, when it comes down to college campuses and things like that, you generally run into like some of the most liberal places ever. And even though they're kind of like the flower children, let's say, of the '70s, um, they're not really open to different ideologies or ideologies that challenge their own sense of moral superiority. They're not really open for it, guys. Now, a couple of you guys sent me this video regarding a YouTube channel named Officer Tatum. Apparently, he was involved in some type of kerfuffle, let's say, at a campus. So let's go ahead and check this out immediately. This is UC Davis. So I'm guessing California. But anyway, suggestion via Discord. Let's jump into it, guys. Let's see where this takes us. Is that him? Oh, that is him. Oh, he's big.
Get in there. Get in there.
I love that at the end. Get in there. Get in there, police. Please do your job. All right, so much for free speech. On college campuses, protesters tore down this conservative group's tent before an event at UC Davis. The group says that the demonstrators also ripped down the banners, smashed their foam boards, and tried to steal a laptop and an iPad from the group. Oh. Brandon Tatum was a guest speaker at this event. He is a Turning Point USA contributor.
Oh, they have him here.
The former Tucson police officer who became very popular on social media because of his conservative law and order views, and he has millions of people who follow him. Brandon Tatum, good to have you with us today, sir. Thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you for having me on.
So the university basically said, look, nobody was hurt. This isn't a big deal. And we do everything we can to protect free speech on campus. Is that true?
That's the biggest lie and sack of crap that I've ever heard in my life. They could not protect us, and they were not given any real effort to thwart these people who came from God knows where. We don't even know if these were students. They were completely masked. They came and assaulted people. They tore up everything. They stole property. And then they not only did it once, they came back twice. So all the police officers had every identifying marker that these people were going to be violent, and they still didn't do anything. And thank God I was there and others who stood up to them, or we would have all been getting beat up and injured, when they are supposed to protect us, and we are allowed or should be allowed to have the freedom of speech on campus.
Yeah, of course.
You should be allowed, but your ideology goes against theirs, so they don't even want to hear you speak, bro.
Or should be allowed to have the freedom of speech on campus.
Yeah, of course. What did you say in the back and forth? And could you tell, were these students, or was this group sent in from somewhere? I know you said that
they look highly organized.
You've spoken a lot of campuses. You've never been part of anything like this before.
Yeah, most campuses, people are peaceful. It clearly was a coordinated group. They were all dressed the same. They had bicycles. They had things to conceal their identity. They came from out of sight. They weren't even on the campus mall where we were at. They came from somewhere else. They came and did their dirt, and then they retreated, never to be seen again. And all of the rest of the students, although some of them were delusional, they still were reasonable, and they did not attack people. So this was a coordinated effort. And the thing that bothers me the most, Martha, is that why did the police officers not do anything?
I know.
It's almost as if I'm the only cop there. They didn't do anything to stop this. They saw them punch people.
Shots fired, bro.
It must be so frustrating for you as a former Tucson police officer when you see these other police officers. And as I said in the intro, when I hear that, the guy who's just standing by, he's like, Get in there. Aren't you guys going to do a little something to stop these people from destructing this property? We have a list of all these Ivy League schools, government funding being cut. There's word that Brown University is going to lose $500 million in grants and research money. So UC Davis, do you think they were concerned about this? They put out that statement saying, free speech is super important to us. Like, don't come here.
I don't think they're very concerned about it.
No,
because
they're
they
not.
didn't really do nothing about it.
I mean, listen, their tuition fees are so high that, they're going to be losing a gigantic amount of money, from the government at least, right? They definitely are. But their tuition fees, again, are so absolutely high that I'm not sure that that's going to matter too much in the long end at the moment, at least. They're not going to stop. They're not going to make a conscious effort, let's say, what it seems at least, to actually stop these attacks on their campuses.
We were talking to the administrative people, and we were saying, "Can you protect us? Are you going to just let these people bludgeon us?" And then the police officers, or somebody's telling them to stand down. I mean, they're there, they're ready to go, but they're not going to engage. I asked them specifically, if they come back, are you guys going to use force against them to prevent them from hurting people at this table? I mean, I literally had to tell the police officers, if they come back to the table, I'm going to defend the people who are here. We're not just going to let them beat us up. Wow. And they didn't give me a clear answer. They stood there in preparation to do nothing. I guess their visible stature would be a deterrent, which is not really realistic.
It's not enough.
They have to be able to use force. And there's somebody that's telling them, I don't know if it's the chief, I don't know if it's the university. They're saying, allow people who you cannot identify to come onto campus with weapons and attack people and do nothing about it.
I mean, bro, you're in California. I mean, everyone literally could be technically in cahoots here.
Onto campus with weapons and attack people and do nothing about it. They didn't even pursue to arrest anybody. They just watched them do it and they let them go. Yeah. It was so frustrating.
Yeah, I can see that.
I literally wanted to defend every single person there, but I didn't want to be seen knocking people out on campus.
You can't I'm sorry. You can't be educated if you aren't exposed to a lot of different viewpoints. And that is what universities are supposed to protect, free speech on their campuses. And so these people should have, at the very least, been reprimanded. We're glad that nobody was hurt in this situation, but clearly it was destructive of property. And Brandon, thank you very much. Brandon Tatum, good to have you with us today, sir. Thanks for sharing your story.
Thanks for having me.
All right, guys. Yeah, I don't see this changing immediately at all. It would be great to actually get back to the point where universities were like, a forum, let's say, for all different type of viewpoints to come together and be flushed out, let's say. Right? Like, if your views are that bad, beat me logically, not illogically, not emotionally. Don't get excited. Just go ahead and defeat my logic, and I will immediately change my point of view on the topic. If we can get back to that type of forum, I think more people would start sending their kids to school. And obviously, the prices of universities need to kind of go down, specifically versus the amount of money that you'll be making as soon as you get out of college. All right, I think that's that's one of the issues here. We need to make education obviously relevant, really relevant to people's lives, make it meaningful to people's lives. And I think we need to basically defund the concept of like massive education, let's say college education for massive profit. I think that's when the education system started basically going down, is when you started kind of incorporating profit, rather than education and actual skills that will, help benefit people. And obviously tell people the truth from the beginning here. Okay? If every single person in the world wants to be a medical doctor or a surgeon, then no one else wants to be anything else. And that may not be conducive specifically. There are a good amount of fields that will pay the same or more with a trade. So just keep that in mind here. Specifically, if you're looking to, if you have some like business acumen at least, you'll start your own business in some of these trades and you'll be making bank, let's say, without having to even partake in this and taking gigantic student loan debt, guys. All right, so and I'm someone who went to college. You guys have a master's in fine art, so I mean I understand the concept of it. Okay, we used to have a forum where if your view was your view, back it up. And if it's wrong, we're going to go ahead and flush it out, and hopefully you understand that your ideology is just not adequate. It cannot hold up to absolute logic. Right? But either way, that's why we're here. For some reason, the left is getting like super angry consistently. That was definitely something organized. And whenever you entered and encounter something, let's say, that is massively organized, such as that, what does that say to you guys? All right, that sounds like a gang. All right. Either way, guys, listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. You guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly.